Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've never seen anything like this. What's unfolding right now is beyond anything we've ever witnessed in the NFL's modern history. A seismic shift that could rewrite the future destinies of two franchise giants. You might think you've seen blockbuster trades before, but what's brewing behind the scenes is on a level that shocks even the most seasoned insiders. And I'm here to tell you, if you're not paying close attention, you're going to miss the most significant, game-changing move of the offseason, possibly of the decade. Something is happening right now, a secret so explosive, so carefully guarded, that it threatens to change everything for the Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants, and possibly the entire AFC. Now listen closely if you want to be truly in the know. If you want the inside scoop that nobody else has, then make sure you're subscribed, liking this video, and smashing that notification bell because what I'm about to reveal is pure gold, but it's only the beginning. Trust me, the full picture is still hidden, and what's coming next will blow your mind. This isn't just speculation. This is insider intel backed by sources you can trust, and I guarantee you the story is still unfolding. Stick with me because what I'm about to unveil could be the most important NFL story of 2026. Let's set the scene. The Buffalo Bills are in chaos. Their coaching staff wiped out in record time after that heartbreaking overtime playoff loss to the Denver Broncos. Sean McDermott fired after 9 incredible seasons, a move that stunned the league. No one saw this coming. And now the Bills are in full-blown rebuilding mode, scrambling to find their next leader, trying to restore a fractured locker room, and searching for that missing piece that will catapult them back to Super Bowl contention. But what if I told you the key to their future is hidden elsewhere? Not in the draft, not in a free agent signing, but in a trade, a move so audacious, so unexpected, that it could reshape the entire AFC landscape. And that's where this story gets crazy. Because right now, the whispers are growing louder. Rumors about a trade so massive, so unprecedented, that it involves a player you've heard of, Eric Gray, the young, talented, yet somewhat under-the-radar running back of the New York Giants. Yes, Gray. The guy who's been stuck behind Saquon Barkley, fighting for every inch, battling inconsistency and injuries, but who, underlying all that, possesses rare talent. Talent that some NFL insiders say is being underutilized and not given the credit it truly deserves. And what if I told you the Bills see in him the perfect complement to their uncertain backfield? That this trade is not just about adding a running back, but about seizing a future star, a game breaker, a player who can transform an offense overnight? The implications are staggering. But before I get into the full details, let's take a little step back. Because I know some of you are asking, what's wrong with the Bills right now? Why are they even considering such a bold move? The truth is, Buffalo's roster is in a state of flux. They're transitioning from greatness to uncertainty. Josh Allen remains their franchise pillar, but the supporting cast around him has seen more change than anyone expected. Their offensive line, while still talented, has shown signs of decline, age, injuries, and cap constraints. The receiving core is solid but not elite, and their running game has been inconsistent, often relying on a patchwork of backups. The coaching shakeup has only amplified questions about their identity. Is this team built to contend, or are they heading for a rebuild? With Sean McDermott gone, the new coaching landscape is still undefined. Meanwhile, their division rivals, the Miami Dolphins and New England Patriots, are making quiet but strategic moves. The Dolphins, with Tua Tagovailoa leading a high-powered attack, are looking to solidify their defense. The Patriots, with Bill Belichick still running the show, are quietly rebuilding for a longer-term push. The AFC East is heating up, and the Bills need a game-changer. They need someone who can elevate their offense instantly. And herein lies the genius of this rumored trade. Now let's focus on the actual player at the center of this potential seismic shift, Eric Gray. I've studied his tape, broken down his advanced metrics, and talked to insiders who have watched him closely. Here's what makes Gray special. The kid has explosive speed, elite agility, and a natural feel for finding creases in the defense. At Oklahoma, he showcased his ability to turn small runs into big gains, averaging over 6 yards per carry last season, a number that instantly catches the eye. His burst through the hole is electric. He's one of those players who, once he hits the second level, you're already thinking, touchdown. His agility and vision make him a nightmare for defenders. He's a jitterbug in the open field, with a low center of gravity that allows him to make quick cuts and avoid tackles. But that's not all. Advanced metrics from PFF and next-gen stats rank Gray among the top 10% of NFL running backs for yards after contact, a testament to his toughness and elusiveness. His yards per route run and success rate against stacked boxes give him a scalability that's comparable to top-tier backs like Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs. Scouts rave about his vision. He's a player who sees the field differently, anticipating blocks and exploiting small creases. Plus, he's a versatile weapon, a good pass catcher, capable of lining up in multiple spots, which aligns perfectly with today's NFL offenses leaning heavily on mismatch weapons. Yet, why is he still so undervalued? For one, his role with the Giants has been limited by injuries and roster depth. But when you put on the tape, you see a talent that's destined for stardom. He's the kind of player who, if given the right opportunity and scheme fit, can explode into a 1,200-yard rusher and a 45-catch receiver, a true dual threat. And the truth is, NFL insiders are starting to whisper that the Bills see him as the missing piece in their puzzle, a solution to their running game woes, a weapon that can stretch defenses and take pressure off Josh Allen. Now imagine this. The Bills, in their desperate search for a spark, orchestrate a trade with the Giants. It would involve multiple draft picks, maybe a player swap, perhaps a linebacker or a receiver, something to sweeten the deal. Cap-wise, Gray's rookie contract is team-friendly, making him a cost-effective addition. The Giants, on the other hand, get a package that accelerates their rebuilding timeline, or perhaps adds some draft ammunition to finally land their next franchise quarterback. But how would this trade even work? Well, based on current market values, the Bills could offer a second-round pick and maybe a mid-rounder or a young player in exchange for Gray. The Giants, eager to add youth and explosiveness to their offense, would bite, especially if they're targeting a quarterback or looking to rebuild around their young core. It's a win-win for both sides if handled correctly. The Bills get the dynamic playmaker they desperately need, and the Giants move closer to building for the future, and perhaps trading for draft capital to target a quarterback of their dreams. Now, let's analyze the scheme fit. Buffalo's offensive coordinators, especially if the new coaching staff leans towards a spread, zone read, or RPO-heavy attack, would maximize Gray's explosiveness. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield aligns perfectly with Josh Allen's play style, a dual threat that defenses will struggle to contain. The comparison. Think of how Christian McCaffrey transformed the 49ers, or how Jahmyr Gibbs can do for Detroit. Gray's ceiling is just as high, if not higher, with the right scheme. In a worst-case scenario, Gray could struggle with blocking or ball security, but I've spoken to scouts who believe these are fixable issues with coaching. His upside far outweighs the risks, especially in a system designed to showcase his talents. And as we all know, NFL teams are increasingly valuing these unique mismatches. So what's my final call? I see this as an absolutely plausible, incredibly strategic move that could alter both franchises' trajectories. For the Bills, it's about finding that spark, that explosive element that makes their offense unstoppable. For the Giants, it's about trading a valuable asset for immediate help, accelerating their rebuild, and proving they're not just about future picks, but about competing now. This trade, if it happens, would send shockwaves through the league. It would signal that the Bills are willing to make bold, aggressive moves to seize their championship window. It would also send a message to the AFC that Buffalo is no longer content with being a playoff team. They want to be Super Bowl champions. And for the Giants, it would mean they're willing to part with a rising star for a shot at the franchise's next era, all in pursuit of glory. And let me leave you with one final thought. The NFL is a league of moments, of game-changing plays, of trades that redefine futures. This isn't just about Eric Gray. It's about the next chapter for two storied franchises. It's about the gamble, the risk, and the reward. Because in this league, the difference between a good team and a dynasty is a single move, and I believe we're on the verge of witnessing something legendary. But the question remains, are the Bills willing to go all in? Are the Giants prepared to make the boldest move of their rebuild? The clock is ticking, and the offseason is about to hit full throttle. Watch this space closely, because what I just laid out is only the tip of the iceberg. The real story is still hidden behind the curtain, waiting to explode. So stay tuned, stay sharp, and keep your eyes on the NFL's biggest secret. What's coming next will redefine everything you think you know about NFL trades, about future contenders, and about the true meaning of putting it all on the line. The future begins now, and it all hinges on one name: Eric Gray.